It sounds like you're really trying to get a handle on your personal finances.
Yeah, especially when it comes to something as complex as bankruptcy.
Right, and trying to understand it all better.
Absolutely, especially the role a lawyer plays.
Like, how do you even find the right one?
Yeah, is it better to just go with the cheapest option, or is that gonna like totally backfire?
You're definitely on the right track by looking into Geraci Law.
For sure, Peter Francis Jury's book, The Complete Book on Bankruptcy, is a great place to start.
It seems like he really tries to demystify this whole process for the average person.
He does. He breaks it down in a way that's easy to understand, even if you're not a legal expert.
So let's talk about that. I mean, cost is a big concern for anyone thinking about bankruptcy.
It is, and that's where Geraci makes a really interesting point.
He says that the cheapest lawyer isn't always the best option.
Right, and it's not just about, fancy fees or anything like that.
He actually says that the price difference between bankruptcy lawyers is often pretty small,
But the difference in quality can be huge.
and that can end up costing you way more in the long run.
Oh, absolutely.
He uses this analogy of choosing a heart surgeon.
Right. You wouldn't just pick the cheapest surgeon you could find.
You'd want someone with experience and a good track record.
Exactly. Your financial health deserves that same level of care.
So what are some practical examples of how going with the cheapest lawyer could backfire?
Well, he gives a few scenarios in the book.
Okay, like what?
Imagine a lawyer who's so overwhelmed with cases that they miss a crucial detail in your paperwork.
Oh no, like what kind of detail?
Something like forgetting to protect a $5,000 tax refund.
Oh wow, so that cheap lawyer ends up costing you thousands.
Exactly. It's not just about the upfront cost. It's about getting someone who knows what they're doing.
And won't make those kinds of mistakes.
Right, because those mistakes can have ripple effects.
Like what?
Well, Geraci talks about how a misfiled case can lead to delays or even getting your case dismissed.
Oh gosh, or even worse, you could end up owing more money than you did before.
Exactly. And another thing to consider is what happens after the bankruptcy is finalized.
Yeah, I've heard horror stories about lawyers just disappearing once the paperwork is done.
Right. And then people need help, but they can't get a hold of their attorney.
That's a nightmare.
It is. And it's something that Geraci Law specifically addresses.
Oh really? How so?
They really emphasize ongoing client support.
I mean, that makes sense.
Like they're not just going to leave you hanging once the bankruptcy is over.
But let's be realistic, affordability is a huge issue for people considering bankruptcy.
It is, and Geraci is very upfront about that.
What does he say about it?
He acknowledges that lawyers can be expensive, but he also points out that most attorneys offer payment plans.
Oh, like you don't have to pay everything up front.
Right, you can often spread the cost out over time.
That makes it a little less daunting.
It does, and for Chapter 13 cases, the lawyer's fees can even be rolled into your repayment plan.
So you're not hit with this massive bill all at once.
Exactly, and Geraci also suggests possibly asking family for help.
To help with the legal fees?
Yeah, he emphasizes that getting rid of, tens of thousands of dollars in debt for a fraction of the cost can be a really wise financial decision.
Okay, I can see that.
It's about thinking long-term and getting creative with your options.
And making sure you have the right support system in place.
Exactly, because you don't have to go through this alone.
Speaking of support, another thing that Geraci warns about is bait and switch tactics.
Oh, yeah, those are the worst.
It's like some firms will lure you in with this super low price.
Right, and then they hit you with all these hidden fees or try to pressure you into services you don't even need.
Oof, it's like they're preying on people who are already vulnerable.
He actually gives an example of clients being pushed into a 5-year Chapter 13 repayment plan.
Oh, wow. When they could have qualified for a Chapter 7 and been done in 4 months?
Exactly. So it's crucial to find a lawyer who's ethical and who truly has your best interests at heart.
Absolutely. Someone who's not going to take advantage of the situation.
Right. And that's why transparency is so important.
From what I've seen, Geraci Law seems to be very upfront about their pricing.
They lay out all the costs very clearly in their materials.
So you know exactly what you're getting into.
Yeah, and they even offer a free consultation.
Which is awesome because it gives you a chance to ask questions and see if they're a good fit.
Exactly. It's a no-pressure way to get some personalized advice.
Now, so far, we've talked a lot about what to look for in a lawyer.
Right, like the qualities and the red flags.
But Geraci also makes a strong case for choosing a larger firm, specifically Geraci Law.
He does. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it comes down to resources.
Yeah, larger firms have more staff, more attorneys.
And more experience handling a wider range of cases.
Exactly. And Geraci Law is actually the largest consumer bankruptcy firm in America.
Their fact sheet says they have over 600 years of combined experience among their attorneys.
That's a lot of experience.
It is, and they've worked with a lot of people too.
The fact sheet says they've counseled over 900,000 people.
And they file thousands of bankruptcies every year.
That's a pretty impressive track record.
It is, and it shows that they have a deep understanding of the process.
And their motto is, nice people doing nice things for nice people.
Which is really heartwarming.
It is. They seem to genuinely care about their clients.
And their online reviews are incredible.
Over 50,000 five-star reviews.
That speaks volumes about their commitment to client care.
It does. They're clearly doing something right.
And they're not just focused on filing paperwork.
Right. They're focused on helping people rebuild their lives.
And achieve financial stability.
It's about more than just getting out of debt.
It's about empowering people to create a better future for themselves.
Exactly. And they have this message that I think is really powerful.
What is it?
Don't worry about your credit. Worry about getting out of debt.
I love that it's like they're saying, let's shift our focus.
Right. Let's prioritize what truly matters.
Our long-term financial well-being.
Exactly. Because sometimes you need to take a step back from that credit score.
And look at the bigger picture.
And Geraci Law even offers a free non-bankruptcy credit counseling course.
Oh, where can people find that?
It's on pfgd.com.
What does that course cover?
It has information on bankruptcy, credit debt, all sorts of stuff.
It's like a crash course in personal finance.
Kinda. Yeah, it's a great resource for anyone who wants to learn more.
Even if they're not sure if bankruptcy is right for them.
Absolutely, knowledge is power.
And Geraci Law seems committed to making that knowledge accessible to everyone.
They want people to feel empowered to make informed decisions.
It's about giving people the tools they need to take control of their financial lives.
And create the future they deserve.
Exactly, because everyone deserves a chance to succeed.
And sometimes that means getting a little help along the way.
I think that's a beautiful message.
It is. It's about hope and empowerment.
And reminding people that they're not alone in this journey.
There's support available if you know where to look.
And Geraci Law seems like a great place to start.
They do. They seem to really care about helping people.
And they have the experience and expertise to back it up.
So if you're struggling with debt,
don't be afraid to reach out for help.
there are solutions out there.
And you deserve to find the one that's right for you.
Absolutely. You deserve a brighter financial future.
And taking that first step is often the hardest.
But it's the most important one.
So don't wait.
Ta!
Take action today.
And start building the life you deserve.
You got this. It's awesome that you're really diving into this and trying to get a handle on all the nuances.
There's just so much to think about.
There is. And it's not just like filling out some forms and hoping for the best, you know?
Exactly. It's like you need a strategy.
Yeah, and you got to know your rights.
And make sure you're protected.
Absolutely. And Peter Francis J.C. really drives this point home in his book.
Yeah, he talks about how bankruptcy isn't one size fits all.
Right. What works for one person might be a disaster for another.
So that's where having a lawyer who really knows their stuff comes in. Big time. They can help you figure out which chapter of bankruptcy is the right fit.
Because we've got Chapter 7 and Chapter 13, right? Those are the most common ones.
Yeah, but they have some major differences.
And those differences can, like, really affect your financial future.
But totally. We're talking your repayment plan, the assets you get to keep, how long the whole thing takes.
I mean, that's a lot to consider.
It is. And Geraci uses this crazy example in his book.
What's that?
He talks about how some lawyers might try to pressure their clients into a 5-year Chapter 13 plan.
Oh, wow. When they could have qualified for a Chapter 7 and been done in like 4 months.
Exactly. Just to make a quick buck.
That's messed up.
It is. You got to find a lawyer who's ethical. You know.
Someone who's actually looking out for you.
Right, because this is your life we're talking about.
And it seems like Geraci Law really gets that.
They emphasize making the whole process as stress-free as possible.
They even talk about how filing for bankruptcy can actually boost your credit score over time.
Which might sound kind of crazy at first.
Yeah, right, because you'd think it would totally tank your credit.
Most people do, but they break it down in a way that makes sense.
So how does that work?
Basically, by getting rid of all that debt and improving your debt-to-income ratio.
It makes you a more attractive borrower to lenders in the long run.
Yeah, because you're not drowning in debt anymore.
So it's not just about getting out of the hole you're in.
It's about setting yourself up for a stronger future.
And for anyone who's just starting to explore their options, Geraci Law offers a free consultation.
That's awesome because it gives you a chance to talk to an expert.
Without feeling pressured.
Yeah, you can ask all your questions and see if bankruptcy is right for you.
So just to recap, we've learned that finding an experienced lawyer is crucial.
For sure.
And understanding the different chapters of bankruptcy is key.
Absolutely.
And filing can actually lead to a better credit score down the road.
It can. And both Peter Francis Geraci and Geraci Law offer tons of info to help you make informed choices.
They want you to feel empowered.
Right, to take control of your financial well-being.
And I love that they focus on making the process stress-free.
It's a tough time for people going through this.
And they seem to really understand that.
It's not about judgment, it's about support and guidance.
And it's important to remember that financial struggles are super common.
Nobody's immune to it.
And asking for help isn't a sign of weakness.
It's a sign of strength.
It shows that you're willing to take responsibility.
And find a solution.
And you don't have to go through this alone.
There are resources out there.
Like that free credit counseling course from Geraci Law.
Yeah, it covers all kinds of topics.
Bankruptcy, credit, debt management.
It's a great starting point for anyone who wants to learn more.
And it's available on their website, pffgd.com.
So check it out.
Knowledge is power.
And Geraci Law has a ton of it to share.
Their attorneys have like 600 years of combined experience.
600.
That's a lot.
They've helped over 900,000 people with bankruptcy.
And they have over 50,000 five-star reviews.
That's incredible.
They're clearly dedicated to helping their clients.
And getting them positive outcomes.
They have this great saying.
What is it?
Nice people doing nice things for nice people.
Ah, I love that.
It's not just about legal expertise. It's about compassion.
And understanding.
And they offer a wide range of services to make sure they can help everyone.
Regardless of their income level.
Everyone deserves a chance to achieve financial security.
And sometimes that means getting a little help along the way.
And I think it's amazing that you're taking these steps to get the knowledge and support you need.
You're being proactive.
And that's huge.
You're taking control of your financial well-being.
And creating the future you deserve.
And remember,
what's that?
Taking that first step is often the hardest.
But it's the most important.
So don't wait.
Take action today.
And start building that brighter financial future.
It's been great going through all this with you.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting conversation.
I feel like I'm actually starting to get a handle on this whole bankruptcy thing.
And you've done such a good job researching and asking really thoughtful questions.
Peter Francis Geraci's book was really eye-opening.
Yeah. What'd you think about it?
I mean, he doesn't just talk about, like, the legal side of things.
Right.
He actually gets into the emotional side of it, too.
The fears, the hopes of people going through it.
Yeah, and he makes it feel so normal.
Like, it's not this shameful thing.
Exactly. Like, financial challenges are a part of life.
They are, and seeking help is a sign of strength.
Not weakness.
Exactly. It shows that you're taking control.
His message really resonated with me.
Which one?
Don't worry about your worry about getting out of debt.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It's like he's saying, let's stop obsessing over this number.
And focus on what really matters.
Our long-term financial well-being.
Right, because sometimes you got to take a step back and look at the bigger picture.
And sometimes that might mean filing for bankruptcy.
It might, and it's not about being irresponsible.
It's about finding a solution that can lead to a better future.
And I think Geraci Law's approach is really great.
They seem to really care about their clients.
They do. They want to make the process as stress-free as possible.
And their motto, nice people doing nice things for nice people.
It really comes through in everything they do.
Yeah, it's not just about winning cases.
It's about helping people rebuild their lives.
And achieve financial stability.
And speaking of helping people, they also offer a ton of free educational resources.
Like that credit counseling course on pffgd.com.
Yeah, it covers bankruptcy, credit debt, all sorts of stuff.
It's a great resource for anyone who wants to learn more.
Even if they're not considering bankruptcy right now.
So we've talked about a lot today.
We have.
Choosing the right lawyer.
Different types of bankruptcy.
The potential benefits of filing.
It's a lot to take in.
But I hope this conversation has left you feeling hopeful.
Hopeful and empowered.
You're not alone in this.
There are resources available.
And people who care about helping you succeed.
So what are some things you can do starting today?
To better manage your finances.
To build a more secure future.
And as always, this conversation has been for informational purposes only.
It's not legal advice.
So it's always best to talk to a qualified attorney about your specific situation.
But I hope this has given you some ideas.
Some things to think about.
Some steps you can take.
To create the financial future you deserve.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Likewise.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this exploration of personal finance and bankruptcy.
Remember, knowledge is power.
And taking that first step is often the hardest.
But it's the most important one.
So don't wait.
Take action today.
And start building the life you deserve.